Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mark Conley with Daily Soccer Skills, and today I'm responding to an email I got from a parent about how to help your kids score game-winning goals. Um, this is, I wanted to answer this one directly to you guys because, for whatever reason, when I was growing up, I always had a knack for scoring goals in overtime or sudden death overtimes or game-winning goals, and I started thinking about this question because it all kind of went back to the training that I went through, and then that translated onto the soccer field, and then it just kind of kept happening again. And so I'll give you an example. So when growing up as a kid, when we used to play, it was always next goal wins, or first to two, whatever the game was. There was always a finality to it, where there was going to be a moment where a player could end the game. And so for whatever reason, that cued into me, and like constantly being in that environment where it's like that immediate gratification or disgratification, if you will, you either won or lost, like in the next goal wins. And so it was, for me, it was always, I wanted to be the guy that got that next goal. And so that started happening in training. And then I'll relate a story. Like when I was in high school, I was a sophomore playing up on the varsity team. I was a little bit on the smaller side because I'm playing guys against, I'm 14, 15 years old, playing against 17, 18-year-old kids. So I was kind of getting knocked around a little bit, and it was a little bit of a rough season for me. But kind of came a big game, and my coach put me in, and so I actually got an assist in the regular part of the game, and then the overtime came, and we single overtime. Next thing you know, we're in quadruple overtime, and this little guy makes a run down the side. He crosses it in, and I just catch my defender kind of switched off. And I just zipped right in front of him, clipped the ball into the side netting. Game's immediately over, and I go from having a terrible season, not really doing as well as I would have liked to have done. I ended up having 8 goals and 13 assists or something like that, but it wasn't like lights out or anything like that. And to all of a sudden, it's now you're getting interviewed by reporters, this happened. It was this big dopamine shot in my brain. And so then that just kind of kept happening. Every time we were in a high school game or a club game and it got into overtime, boom, I just wanted to be that guy. I almost got addicted to that dopamine rush. And again, I don't share that with you to brag, because it wasn't like this was happening in the Champions League or in the World Cup. I mean, again, we're talking college level, high school levels, club levels, so it's nothing to get too super excited about. But the point being is that I equated it all back to the training. And so my coach always used to say, the first team to 2 goals is the winner, or it's the next goal wins, or whatever it was. There was always a winning and a losing component to our training session, and there was always a finality. And that created that urgency and that pressure, I guess you could say, and then that immediate dopamine rush that taught you how to, when everybody else is freaking out, oh my God, the next person that scores is going to win the game, just to kind of get calm, get quiet, concentrate, get the job done. And I mean, that translated into high school. I think I ended up scoring into college. I ended up scoring 26 goals in college. And I want to say 8 or 9 of them were game-winning style goals. And so it's just something that I think for kids, if you can help them in the training session, it'll show up on the pitch. And then once they get it, once they get that initial satisfaction, they'll remember it, they'll hold on to it. And every time there's a game on the line, that kid, my money's on that kid to go and get it done. And so I hope that's your kid. All right, guys, get out there and train.